Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about today's video. I've been wanting to make this printable for a long time for you guys. I have been working on our budget, well, forever, but this year we're getting really focused on it because we are planning in the next 2 to 3 years to buy another house. So it's really important that everything is on point and looking good. So part of that is working on our cash spending, like groceries, gas, stuff like that, and our sinking funds. And for our cash spending, I don't like to use cash. And I know a lot of people are that way, and that's a big hang up for a lot of people when it comes to using cash envelopes. They don't want to carry around cash, and I don't either because I would lose it. So this is what I'm doing. I wanted to share it with you guys. You can download this printable. I'll have my blog linked down below. You can go over there, sign up for my email list, and get this printable for free, print it out, and use it. But this is what I am doing. I am opening up, I think it's going to be 3 checking accounts. I may do my sinking funds as a savings account. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have an account for my bills. I'm gonna have an account for my cash envelopes. And then I'm gonna have an account for my sinking funds. So basically what will happen is I'll get paid, or my husband will get paid, and it'll go into our bills checking account. From there, we sit down on payday, or however we decide to do it monthly for the cash envelopes and the sinking funds. And we transfer from that bill account the money we need for our cash envelopes and the money that we need for our sinking funds. So I need a way to keep track of those. The sinking funds are pretty easy because those don't get touched often, just whenever you have to go to use them. So the difference with the cash envelopes is we're going to be using those every week. So I have come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cash envelope categories that I want to do. So what I will do, and I made 2 versions of this printable I wanted to show you. This one just says month, which that's what I'm going to use, even though we're probably going to add to these every week. I have no issue with, I think it would be easier to keep up with this each month. Like March is the next month, so that's when we'll probably start this, and I'll just write March, and we'll have our starting balance, and then we'll deduct anything, and then like on payday, if I'm adding more money to these, because I don't know, I feel like it's too much to do it once a month. I think I'm going to do it like bi-weekly, probably when my husband gets paid. So I can do this on his first paycheck and do our starting balance, write out what we've used, and I can always go in and like on his payday, say I've got a couple of things that we've spent in our grocery category. I can come on here, write down the date, cross out the expense one, do a plus the amount, and add it to the balance. So I think that's probably the best way if you're not going to do it once a month. But I did also, if you prefer, I have the one here that says dates. So if you want to do it bi-weekly, you could do, March 1st through 15th, or however, your paydays run. So you can download that version too, but I'm just going to do it for the month. So let's say our first category is groceries. And I'm writing this in pencil in case I decide to change anything. I've pretty much learned that I hate writing in pen because I'm always moving things around and changing what I'm doing. So now my grocery envelope, and I've got this little running list here of our envelopes and our sinking funds and how I want to do them. So our grocery envelope is going to have $800 a month. Now I'm not going to have $800 on my husband's first payday to put into that. So probably what I'll do is I may even do this weekly because typically we're not doing this method yet, but I typically buy groceries once a week when I get paid. So I'll probably start with $200 on my first payday. And then, so I'll be able to do, let me just show you an example. Let me pull up the calendar for March. Let's see. Okay. February. We want March and we want to look at the whole month. Okay. So I know I'm going to get paid on March 2nd. Oh, sorry. March 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th, and the 31st, which I may just scrap the 31st and put that towards April. But, so I know my first is going to be on the 3rd. So I can write down 3-3, and then if I wanted to write that I'm adding that $200, I could scratch this out, $200, $200. But let's say, let me just do that. And then our balance would be $200. And so if I go grocery shopping on the 4th, and let's just say my grocery bill for that week is $175. Let's say we go under. Our remaining balance is going to be $25. So then let's say on the 10th, I get paid again. And so I'll cross that out, add, let's do a plus sign so that we know what we're doing. And then I'll have 225 in my grocery envelope. So, and it's kind of easy because how you'll like reconcile this and make sure that you've got all the money you need in your cash envelope bank account is, okay, so I've got 9 categories. So I printed off 5 of these little sheets. It's got space for 10, but you'll look at your bank account and see if the amount that's in there adds up to these balances on each of these envelope categories. They should add up, and that's how you'll know that you're on track and you properly kept track of your envelopes. So that's what I'm gonna do. You wouldn't even have to do this starting because you've got a total starting balance right there. You could really scrap that. And then you could just write what date you're starting on there, and then just deduct, add funds if you need to, whatever you need to do. So my next category is gas. And for March, and I'm just gonna leave this blank because we're just starting. So I technically don't have anything in there. I hope that makes sense. It was kind of confusing how I was talking about it up there, but truly our starting balance would be 0 because we don't have anything in there. When you started April's cash envelope keeping track, then you would have a total starting balance to carry over. Okay, but let's do gas. We have nothing in there now because we're not doing envelopes. So for gas, I want to do that probably bi-weekly would be easiest out of my paychecks. So let's say we do it on the 3rd and the 17th. So let's say, and we spend about, how much? I think to be safe, I would say $75 a week on gas. My husband has like an hour-long commute both ways. So just to be on the safe side, I would say $75. So I would need to add $150 if I'm doing it bi-weekly. And then let's say that he gets gas on the 4th for $30. That would bring us to $120. Let's say that I get gas on the 6th for $60, and that would put us at $60 remaining. Obviously my gas isn't gonna cost $60, but there's your example. And so I'm just gonna fill these out for each of my little categories that I have. I'm gonna print a new one and do those, but I really want to do this starting in March. So I'm gonna do my husband's allowance. Starting balance is 0 for March. And then we'll add what we add and deduct what we deduct. I want to see, okay, so I know we do $800 for groceries. We do $300 for gas in a month. I do $200 for my husband's allowance because that includes anytime he's buying like a drink at work or a snack at work. Not necessarily his lunch, but just like the extra stuff. And when he does buy lunch out, that comes out of that too. Typically he takes it, so there's not an expense there. If he wants to buy lunch, that's fine, but it comes out of his allowance. And then for mine, I really don't need that much money, y'all. I'm just gonna do 100. Haircuts, I don't get my haircut monthly, but for the boys to get their haircut and my husband, it's probably $75 a month. Dining out once a week, probably $100 a month. Beauty, I'm gonna put 50 because I don't really spend much. Date night, 100. And then this kids activity is like things we take the kids to go and do. Maybe once a month we would go and do something special, like if you go to the convention center and there's like a car show or something like that. And typically that's about $100 for tickets for everyone. So that's what I'm gonna count for that. And then if I'm gonna add these funds, let's just see how much I would need per week, because honestly it's like, can I even afford to have cash envelopes? That's the question. I think it's fine because this includes my grocery budget, so it looks like a lot, but it's really not that bad when you count out the things that we honestly can't get rid of. So 800, 300, 200, 100, 75, 100, 50, 100, 100. That's a lot of money. $1,825. And if I do that once a week, good Lord, $456.25. It's so funny because I look at this and I'm like, there's no way that I can afford to spend $400 a week on this. But we do. Like, it sounds awful when you're actually saving for it. But at the end of the day, we do spend that much money on stuff and we don't keep track of it. So I'm not going to stress about that number right now. I'm just gonna roll with it, okay? That's what we're gonna plan to do. That's crazy. That seems like a lot, but it includes my groceries. So really and truly, the, let's see, what is the extra here? 200, 100, 75, 100, 50. I did not spend that much on beauty, y'all. It's only $700 a month. So really and truly, that's only like $200 a week. It's not that bad because these two things, like, they're just there. Okay, so we're not gonna stress it. That's fine. I'm already spending $200 a week on groceries anyway, and I'm already spending like what, $75 a week on gas anyway, so that's not a lot when it comes to the extra. It just looks horrible when you look at it all written down, but you're like, okay, well, right now I'm not keeping track of anything and I know I'm spending at least that, so let's roll with it. $456 a week. That's wild. I'm gonna see how that fits into my budget when I do my March budget. It's gonna be interesting. So I'm just gonna write over here, 50 a week for that one. Then $25 a week for mine. I could never do this monthly, like I couldn't do that. Let's see. I have to pull mine weekly. I would die. Haircuts. And to be honest, guys, my family doesn't get haircuts once a month. It's like every 6 to 8 weeks. So we could really half this. Let's just do 50. That way it adds a little bit of money in there for me to go get my hair cut like once every 3 months. But what is that a week? 50 4 $12. Let's just do $12 a week. Starting balance. And then dining out. If we would stop dining out more than I budgeted for, we would have all the money needed for our cash envelopes. Ain't that the truth? Okay. Then we're gonna do beauty. Let's just do $10 a week. I really don't spend much. But I'm turning 30 in 2 months, so I need to start wearing an eye cream. Eye cream budget. That's what we need. All right, next is date night. And that's $25 a week. I'm probably driving some of you crazy, like writing the number sign or not. Like, why can't I be consistent? Okay. And then kids, $25 a week. March. No starting balance. Okay. And then I'm going to print me out a new one or erase this and fix it. So there you go. That is my cashless cash envelopes system. I am probably today or tomorrow going to call the bank and get the new account set up so that I can divvy all this out. And I'm going to be talking more about the sinking funds when I do my Erin Condren Deluxe monthly setup. So be sure to look out for that video because that's where I'm going to talk about those and how I'm going to be keeping track of those in there. Also, I wish I could add these to the Erin Condren. I know that I can't, and I'm probably going to end up getting the Happy Planner Budget Planner to use instead of the Deluxe Monthly just because I want to be able to add things. That's why I'm such a big Happy Planner fan. So that's probably going to change here in the next few months. But I've been using the Deluxe Monthly for a really long time, and I wanted to do a tutorial of how I am setting that up for this year. So anyways, look out for that video. Let me know down below. Are you a cash envelope user, or have you avoided it because you don't like to carry cash? Because I have a solution for you. Rewind this and watch it again. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for more planning videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.